My name is Terri Sproul and I want to welcome you to my studio. Today I'm making a mixed media card featuring some beautiful stamps from SinCity Stamps. I'm starting here by activating my twinkling H2Os because I will be using them a little later. I put about 6 squirts of water in each of them. Next I grab my silk acrylic glaze in lemon drop and I'm doing the background of what will be my mat later on in my card. And while I have that out, I need just a little piece to add a quote later on, so I did that real quick. Now here I grabbed my card base and realized that I didn't activate one of my twinkling H2Os, so I activated it, put that to the side, and grabbed another piece of watercolor paper. Here I am opening up 3 jars of silk acrylic glazes that you can't see off to the side. The first color I am using is orange peel, and I always start with the lightest color and work to my darkest color. And I'm adding it a little bit all over my sheet here. Here I'm adding the coral berry, and you'll see me every once in a while add some water to my sheet because it was so warm in my studio. This last color I'm putting on is the spice tomato. I probably would have used a little less of that next time I use it because it was a very intense color. Again, adding a little bit of water, and here I'm blending. If you do little X's when you're blending, you get a really nice blend, so make your paintbrush make little X's. I'm adding on a little more of the coral berry because, like I said, that spiced tomato kind of took over a little bit, and I wanted just a little more of the lighter colors back in. And I'm giving that a quick dry, setting it to the side. Here I'm grabbing my card base and my twinkling H2Os in Caribbean Mist, and I'm going to go all the way around the edge of my card, and that's all that you'll see, so that's why I'm doing just the edge. I squirted a little water on my page just to get it to move just a little better for me. Like I said, it was really warm in my studio that day. I'm grabbing that mat again, and this is a beautiful stencil from SinCityStamps.com. And I'm grabbing Radiant Gels from Color Art. This is a dimensional paint, and the color I am using is Key Lime. So the dimensional paint goes through the stencil really nice. I like to use a offset spatula, as you see, and I pick up the Radiant Gels dimensional paint on the back side of my spatula, and that gives me the best control on getting my stencil, my paint through my stencil. Now here's the big reveal. This is so pretty. Look how gorgeous. You see the shimmer in that dimensional paint and how wonderful that stencil's turned out? Now here I am. Normally I would cut this out, but I want to remind you to clean off your tools because they are, like I said, tools, and the Radiant Gels will ruin your stuff if you don't get it off while it's still there. Now this is my card base, and I'm grabbing the Big Bold Blossom Flower from SinCity Stamps, and I'm just stamping around the edge because, again, you're not going to see the whole background once I make the card. But again, I'm repeating the theme of what I'm using. Now I'm grabbing another stamp from SinCity Stamps, and that's SinCityStamps.com, and this one's called Natural Beauty. It's a face stamp, and from the same Big Bold Blossom set is the word strength, and I'm doing that on the yellow that I had done earlier, the lemon drop of the silk acrylic glazes. Now I'm grabbing my twinkling H2Os that you can't see off to the side. Those are the ones I activated right off the beginning, in the beginning of the video. First color I'm putting on is Natural Linen. And I cover her, it was so warm in my room I had to put more water in my twinkling H2Os. So I did her whole face in the Natural Linen very first thing. Next I'm grabbing Autumn Beige, and I did right where the stamp was showing that there was going to be shadow on her face anyways, so the stamp was telling me where to put this darker color. So I did it everywhere that the stamp indicated that it was a shady area. And I'm using a paper towel every once in a while just to kind of control my color. The next color I'm putting on is Pink Cloud. And again, it kind of looks a little bold here, but watch what I do when I grab it and I tap off some of that color. And using my finger. See how much better that looks? The very last color I do is on her lips, and that one is called Rose Petal. And you didn't see me do this on camera, but I actually did her eyes in Caribbean Mist. Again, repeating a color that I'd already used. So I am going to be cutting this face out and putting it to the side to use for later. Now I'm bringing back in that piece of paper that I did all those beautiful colors with the silk acrylic paints from Color Art, and my Indian ink and my big bold blossom stamps by SinCity Stamps, and I'm going to stamp this 3 times on this piece of paper. Normally I would cut out the part that shows me cutting out a stamp, but I wanted to show you a little secret on how to do some easy fussy cutting. Instead of necessarily moving your scissors, you move the piece of paper around. You'll get an easier cutting experience. So I did cut out all 3. There's that beautiful background. See the shimmer on that? Isn't that amazing? And I love that stencil. Here I'm cutting out that word strength. And I like texture, so I ripped one edge. And the other edge I'm going to make a tail. So I'm putting my mat down, adding a little ribbon. Now I'm actually opening gel medium here, and I was originally going to use that, but I ended up using a glue stick to glue the mat down to my background, to my card I should say. Next I grab my fine line applicator, and you can get this either at Michael's or Hobby Lobby in the fine art section. I have adhesive in mine, so I'm just getting some glue underneath that ribbon because it's not sitting down the way I want it to. Now I'm trying to decide how I'm going to lay out my pieces. Oh, I think I like that right there. So, grabbing some adhesive and some mounting tape also, because I want a little dimension. I'm going to put some mounting tape under her face and one of the flowers. gel medium is always great to hold down things while they're adhering. So again, using some adhesive to glue down this flower. And mounting tape to hold down that flower. Now I was having the couple pieces just weren't wanting to lay down for me, so I did go back to my gel medium. And I am using a matte gel medium so that I can go over the top of it and not worry. Next I'm adding the quote at the end. Now up on the corner I'm going to add 2 links, one to Danielle Hayes' YouTube and one to Barbara Rankin's YouTube. So make sure you stop by and see what they did. There's my beautiful card. Thank you for stopping by my studio today. Please subscribe to my